Market research is absolutely critical if you're in the business of product development. My name is Phil. I've helped hundreds of people over the last 20 years to develop and launch their new products. I've examined the successes, but I've also paid close attention to the failures. And from that research, I can tell you that the market insight and the quality of the market research from idea through to production is a big factor in getting a commercially successful product launched. It is all too easy to get carried away and launch something that you think is great, maybe even your team thinks it's great, but it isn't what your target market wants, and as a result, it will fail and it will not get you the commercial returns that you want. So if you're an entrepreneur or a business founder, or if you're involved in product development in any way, then make sure you watch until the end of this video, because then you'll learn all these critical elements of market research. We'll go through the techniques that we use as part of my team, and you can integrate that then within your process to design and launch better products. We use market research in product development to do two things: to validate the problem that we're trying to solve, and also to validate the solution that we've come up with to that problem. Now, one of the main things that's taught on the Innovation MBA is to use data-driven decision making. It's all about rational decisions, not emotion-led decisions. And market research can give you the data that you need to take those decisions. We'll talk soon about the methods that you can use to get that data, but before then, let's just look quickly at the other type of market research to validate the solution. So let's say you've come up with an idea for a product that's going to solve a problem. You've validated that problem, it is high intensity or it is high frequency, and now you're in the business of designing and prototyping a product that solves that. Sometimes, if your market is prepared to pay a higher price for a functionally better product, then that's a relatively simple process. However, often, particularly in consumer products, the customer isn't prepared to pay that much more for a product that has your unique functionality or solves your particular problem that you've identified. Often, we find consumers are more concerned about brand and image than they are about the functional improvements. And as such, you need to confirm that whatever it's going to cost you to produce your product, that everyone in the chain can make the right amount of margin, and that can be sold at a price point that is attractive to your target consumer. And market research can be used to do that. Inevitably, in consumer products, because it is so price sensitive, you'll end up having to make some kind of compromise. It'll be a question of, do we use this lighter weight material that brings the overall weight of the product down but adds to the price, or do we not? That type of thing. And again, market research is an absolutely critical tool to enable you to take compromises that aren't based on your gut feeling, but are based on data of what your customers would actually prefer, and critically, what they're actually going to pay for. And market research can tell you a lot more than that. It can tell you whether you're solving the problem in the right way, how much your consumers value the different features that you're looking to bring into the product, and actually where the perceived value of your product lies, as opposed to actually where the cost centers lie. And all of this can help you not get carried away, but will also help your designer not get carried away. And it's a common thing within creatives where they're trying to design the best product ever, or the best logo ever, or whatever it is, and they can get carried away and put more and more time and effort into it, trying to make it 100% perfect in their view. But that isn't really what matters. Often, the designer is not your end customer, and what your customer wants is critical, and that's where your laser-like focus needs to be. There are several different methods that we use at D2M to conduct market research and to gain market insight. My colleague Sarah, who's an expert in this area, is going to share more detail about that shortly. But before she does, please just take one moment to hit like, hit subscribe, because that makes a massive difference to the channel and means that we can continue to produce, hopefully, helpful videos like this in the future.
Online surveys are great for getting a large data set quickly. You can also target your specific user group using screening questions in the survey. For example, if you're just looking for moms with kids between ages 4 and 8. We write questionnaires to establish the frequency and intensity of a problem Then use the feedback to refine the product and figure out what's working and what's not. With a large volume of responses, you can get helpful insight on pricing, feature priorities, and purchase intent. Interviews can be really helpful for more nuanced feedback or when you're looking to do a deep dive about a particular problem space. They allow you to ask more follow-up questions and get a better sense of what the user needs are. Say you're a large company with a range of products and you're looking to expand into new innovative areas. In-depth interviews with users in your target market can really help you uncover needs that have been previously unknown and help give you new ground to develop ideas. Focus groups are more conversational, giving you the nuance of an interview while you're getting group feedback. These can be used to get feedback on a new idea or uncover a problem space. You can ask lots of follow-up questions and get a sense of where the group consensus is. This type of research does run the risk of bias, with some people more willing to be vocal than others. Moderating these focus groups is a careful balance of getting people to speak up while asking the right questions. This type of research is typically more costly, so we tend to use focus groups the least. Expert interviews are an effective way to learn a lot about your target market or product area quickly. They can provide a lot of context and advice, which is useful, especially if you are new to a product area. For example, say you're looking to launch a new baby product. Speaking to someone who might have worked for a major retailer working with baby products before, they might be able to provide a lot of insights as to what retailers are looking for and what their priorities are. User testing is a key step in the product development process, especially if you're doing something really innovative or original. You forget when you're kind of in the details of a project that what's obvious to you might not be obvious to somebody else. Putting your prototype in the hands of someone who has never seen it before is an important and often humbling experience. It'll help you fine-tune the usability of your product and create something that's a lot more intuitive.
Now, if you've got any questions on any of this, please do put a comment down in the section below. I reply to all comments personally, and it's great to understand how you're reacting to this content and what's good, what's bad, maybe what you disagree with even. Now, I want to bring all this to life for you. We've got a case study of a harness adapter. In this case study, you'll see how market research utterly changed the direction of their project. So the case study is a harness adapter called EaseTwist. Our client, Ali, came to us with this. Now, it had already been developed by another well-established product design company. But the problem is that company hadn't conducted any market research. The product had been designed to adjust harnesses on a child's pushchair. Now, we were in the pushchair market, so it was very easy for us to go and get some expert opinions and to very quickly be able to say that unfortunately, mums in this market, because it is traditionally mums that buy the pushchairs, would not pay an additional £25–30 for a pushchair with this harness adjuster on it. And that's unfortunately what it would have added to the price point of a pushchair, given the complexity. Now, this was incredibly sad. The client spent a lot of time and a lot of money with this other agency developing the product to this point. And what we did say to them was, although it doesn't suit that market, we think that actually the benefits that their solution brings, so no dangling straps, quicker adjusting all 4 straps at the same time, would be appropriate for different markets that would be prepared to spend a lot more. And so we worked with our client to conduct some market research with firefighters, with paramedics, with people within the military, because we know that those industries pay a premium for products that have a higher performance and that function better than the competitors. We then went about an extensive process with our client of user interviews, of focus groups, and also expert interviews to gain a whole load of feedback to ensure that this wasn't just our assumption, but that people in the industry who knew were confirming that that was the case and that there was a genuine problem here and that this was a good solution. Now, unlike most projects, I guess what we're trying to do is fit an end solution to a problem. That isn't the way I would ever suggest going about a project, but it does illustrate the change in direction that you can make through good market insight, through detailed market research methods. Now, what happened then was, having got all the results of these focus groups and interviews and expert opinion, what we then did was redevelop the product for those use cases with those target markets in mind. So rather than designers acting entirely in isolation and assuming that mums are going to want this product on their pushchairs, we worked with the firefighters group, with the paramedics throughout the process, so that when we had the final product, we knew it was the right thing. Make sure you check out this next video straight away, where Sarah goes into more of her expert advice for conducting effective market research during the product development journey.